There is a point in a person's life when waiting loses its meaning. A point when you stop expecting circumstances to adjust themselves and recognize that the only force capable of restructuring your inner and outer world has always been the mind you carry, not the world around it, not the people orbiting it, not the setbacks trying to shape it, just the mind itself. 5 words, simple, unembellished, carry enough force to alter the direction of a day and, by extension, the direction of a life. Their impact does not depend on emotion, mood, or circumstance. Their strength comes from repetition, from clarity, from the discipline to insert them at the precise moment when your mind is still unclaimed by the world. Every morning, there is a brief slice of stillness. A quiet zone before responsibilities start pulling at you, before the world floods in with expectations, noise, information, and pressure. This moment is not dramatic. It carries no announcement. It does not warn you that it holds the blueprint for your entire day. Yet this is the moment that determines everything. This is where thought selection occurs, where mental orientation is set, where identity is reinforced or dismantled. Most people throw this moment away. They reach for a screen before their breathing is even stabilized. They begin reacting before they have chosen a single intentional thought. They give their mental space away for free to comparison, distraction, and noise. And they walk into the day already mentally defeated, without realizing they scripted that defeat in the first 60 seconds after waking. Stoic philosophy rejects this approach entirely. It directs attention inward first. It places the responsibility for the quality of the day on the quality of the initial thought. Marcus Aurelius distilled this truth into one uncompromising line: the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. It is not metaphor, it is instruction. Your morning thoughts shape your behaviors. Your behaviors shape your days. Your days accumulate into your life. You become the thoughts you select. That is why the first words you feed your mind must be chosen, not inherited from distraction. These 5 declarations are not affirmations. They are cognitive commands, a framework for orienting your mind toward clarity, steadiness, and control. Each statement is designed to cut through distortion. Each one eliminates a mental weakness that modern life reinforces. Each one rebuilds a more stable inner structure. 1. I am capable. Say it before the world has a chance to challenge it. Say it before the familiar doubts start recycling themselves. Say it before yesterday has the opportunity to climb into today. Capability is not a claim of ease. It is a recognition of resilience. People misjudge their capacity because they focus on their failures without acknowledging the strength required to endure them. They assume struggle is a sign of inadequacy, when struggle is the training ground for depth, endurance, and competence. Seneca's observation stands unchallenged. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity. Avoiding difficulty produces fragility. Meeting adversity produces capability. Think back to moments that pushed you to the edge, places where you believed you were depleted, finished, permanently broken, yet you continued moving even when movement felt impossible. You pulled yourself through heartbreak. You endured betrayal that contradicted your entire sense of trust. You survived confusion that dismantled your plans. You carried pain that cloaked itself as permanence. And you kept going. These experiences are not scars, they are evidence, proof of capacity that most people never recognize in themselves. You did not remain standing because life was kind. You remained standing because your resilience was stronger than the event opposing it. I am capable is not motivational language. It is a factual assessment of your lived history. You have handled more than the mind admits. You have moved through what would have broken a weaker internal structure. Capability is not measured by ease of days. It is measured by the weight you managed while silent, unseen, and unassisted. State it clearly. I am capable. Not because the path is simple, because the mind is durable. 2. I am enough. This is the statement most people avoid because it forces confrontation with the root of their internal insecurity. Most individuals live their entire lives trying to meet unspoken standards. They spend their energy competing with illusions constructed by others. They measure themselves against curated images, artificial perfection, and surface-level metrics that have no relationship to actual human value. Their minds become prisons built from comparison. Every morning they begin the day already behind, already inadequate, already lacking. They never pause to question why they are trying to meet standards defined by people who do not know them, do not contribute to their lives, and often do not even live congruently with the image they project. Epictetus stated it without softness. No man is free who is not master of himself. Mastery begins with self-recognition. A person who views themselves as insufficient will remain psychologically submissive to external approval. They will hand over their autonomy to anyone who appears more confident, louder, more decorated, or more socially validated. I am enough dismantles this dependency. It restores internal authority. It eliminates the need to chase validation or perform for acceptance. Being enough does not imply completion. It does not imply perfection. It does not imply that development is finished. It simply means that intrinsic worth exists independent of comparison or outcome. You are enough because you continue to evolve. You confront your flaws instead of escaping them. You engage life despite uncertainty. You attempt improvement even when the path is unclear. Effort itself is evidence of value. Growth is evidence of strength. Consistency is evidence of depth. State it without hesitation. I am enough. No justification, no explanation, no negotiation with the world. This statement reclaims the psychological territory you surrender each time you measure yourself against someone else's life. 3. I can handle it. Life is unpredictable by design. Pressure arrives without warning. Financial strain, emotional conflict, sudden loss, plans that collapse, people who shift without explanation. You cannot script these events. You can only choose the stance your mind will take when they arrive. When unexpected problems appear, the untrained mind collapses into catastrophic thinking. It exaggerates the threat. It interprets every obstacle as personal. It converts events into emotional narratives. Marcus Aurelius countered this distortion with a single principle. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not caused by the event, but by your judgment of it. I can handle it is a cognitive interruption. It blocks the mind from exaggerating difficulty. It prevents panic from becoming identity. It restores proportion. It grounds you in the fact that you have endured worse than the current moment. Consider the challenges you have already survived, situations that once felt absolute, unsolvable, final. At the time, they seemed larger than your capacity. Yet your capacity proved larger than the situation. Every past challenge you navigated is evidence that today's challenge is not insurmountable. Handling something does not mean liking it, wanting it, or enjoying the discomfort it brings. Handling something means remaining steady, remaining governed by reason rather than panic. Calm is not denial. Calm is competence. State it plainly. I can handle it. Not because the situation is small, but because the mind is no longer threatened by difficulty. 4. I choose peace. Peace is not an emotion. It is a deliberate cognitive discipline. People often assume peace means the absence of conflict, yet it often requires confrontation with internal chaos. It demands restraint when anger feels justified. It requires clarity when impulsive reaction feels natural. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Peace is a form of psychological bravery. It requires the strength to bypass unnecessary conflict. It demands the discipline to ignore provocations designed to pull you into emotional traps. It requires the ability to walk away from conversations that reduce your intelligence, arguments that waste your energy, or environments that fracture your clarity. Peace is not passive withdrawal. Peace is the refusal to waste internal resources on what does not advance your life. It is the decision to decline battles that only drain you. It is the choice to protect your inner state from people who feed on chaos. When you declare, "I choose peace," you are not escaping responsibility. You are establishing a hierarchy of priorities. You decide what deserves your mind and what does not. You stop responding to disrespect. You stop explaining your worth. You stop justifying your boundaries. You stop involving yourself in disputes that serve no constructive purpose. Peace is control. Peace is strength. Peace is strategy. State it. I choose peace, not because life is gentle, but because peace makes you effective. 5. I trust the process. This declaration requires the highest level of internal maturity. Most people resist uncertainty. They want outcomes guaranteed before effort is applied. They demand clarity before taking a single step. They interpret delay as rejection and confusion as failure. Stoicism rejects this pattern. Epictetus offered the principle without negotiation. Do not expect events to occur as you wish. Instead, wish them to occur as they do. This is not surrender. It is alignment. A recognition that control does not extend to external circumstances, only to response and interpretation. Trusting the process means accepting that growth rarely reveals itself in real time. Progress is often invisible while it is happening. Breakthroughs are usually disguised as stagnation. Redirection often looks like loss before its value becomes visible. When you trust the process, you acknowledge that setbacks may contain purpose. You understand that endings often clear space for structural improvement. You recognize that the discomfort you resist may be the exact environment required for your evolution. I trust the process is not an emotional comfort statement. It is a decision to stop resisting reality. Resistance drains energy. Acceptance redirects it. When you trust the process, panic loses its power, urgency dissolves, and impatience stops sabotaging your progress. State it. I trust the process, because the alternative is psychological chaos. Repeat these 5 declarations before the world enters your mind. I am capable. I am enough. I can handle it. I choose peace. I trust the process. These are not affirmations. They are recalibrations. They restructure the mental architecture you operate from. They eliminate the distortions that weaken judgment. They anchor your mind before the world attempts to sharpen its influence. They create internal stability that external conditions cannot disrupt. Identity is built through repetition. Discipline is built through conscious selection. Clarity is built through consistent cognitive alignment. These 5 statements are structural tools, not emotional comforts. Use them.